Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian. And today we're here with Dave Eggers. He's from the Knights of Columbus. And how you doing tonight, Dave?
Hey, great, Brian. I'm so tickled to be here.
Well, you know, Dave, we've got Dave here because he's a lead organizer of Frühlingsfest, which is coming up May 10th and 11th in Seymour. That's in the B&O parking lot in downtown Seymour, right behind the Knights of Columbus. But first, we're going to have a little bit of bourbon here. Let me fill your glass up here, Dave. And you chose Woodford Reserve tonight. And when did you kind of first get into bourbon?
So, long line. My grandfather and uncles actually all really were big blended Canadian guys. A lot of CC, Canadian Mist. There was no high dollar back in the day. It was what we did, right? That's kind of a start of it. And over the years you progress and your education kicks in, and then you get exposed to better things, right?
Yeah. So you picked Woodford. Is there other ones that you enjoy, or
several others? But I will tell you, there are a lot that, like I stressed earlier, that I feel like are kind of hot. That have great marketing plans, but may not necessarily be the best bourbon.
That's right. Yeah.
So you got to distinguish, and the only way to distinguish that is
you just give it a little taste.
Give it a little taste.
So let's smell first, though. See what we smell.
I always get a good oak presence from Woodford.
A little chocolate for me. A little chocolatey.
Let's catch a hint of caramel too.
The caramel? Yeah, that's always a big one. And then there's kind of a little bready note. I don't know, something like that, a little bread.
Yeah,
it's maybe an artisan kind.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
A little hot on the nose as far as the rye. I get a little burn. Or maybe I went too deep.
Maybe you're too deep.
Little spice. Let's go in for a sip. I do like Woodford a lot. You mentioned smelling the rye. Sometimes rye has a little mintiness to it. I just get a little touch of that, but a little caramel and chocolate is what I usually get out of Woodford Reserve, and I always enjoy Woodford.
And my thing is I trust a staple, right? I consider Woodford a staple. So as we all try things and we experiment with new things, I think you gotta give a lot of credit to your good old standbys, right? And I consider Woodford one of my go-tos for a number of reasons.
And I think this also, like when you're into bourbon, you start with Maker's Mark and Jack Daniels and whatever, and then this kind of launches you into the premium.
Step up,
when you start going up, this one kind of gets it done.
Right, and I think that gives you the epitome of the smoothness, right? That a lot of people miss in bourbons because they maybe haven't tested a higher end bourbon or a nicer bourbon, that they miss that smooth. And bourbons are made to be smooth. I mean, that is the way it is.
It's definitely a good easy drinking bourbon.
Yeah.
Well, with this segment, we talk bourbon to start, and then we move into what we brought you here for. So,
good.
So basically,
that's the part I know the most about.
There we go.
So what we got you here to talk about is Frühlingsfest.
Yes.
But if you could just kind of give us an overview of that.
So let's start with the name. Everyone seems to struggle with the name. The struggle there is it's German, and Frühlings is German for springtime. Spring in general, put it that way. So when we were picking out a name, we had several inputs, but it is a spring festival. It was started, honestly, during the pandemic as an additional fundraiser for the Knights of Columbus, since we had a vacate of the Oktoberfest. Yeah. So since those decisions were made, we kind of just gradually worked into it. The Board of Works for the city was good enough to let us have use of the parking lot. And what we found was many of the large vendors that we see at Oktoberfest had no commitments because there was no festivals.
Right.
So we kind of capitalized on that. They were eternally grateful because it was an opportunity for them to redeem themselves on some of their much needed finances. So it worked for everyone, and we had a great success the first year and have since, but this will be year 4, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, I think so.
2020 when
2020 was our first one in the middle. It was actually Seymour was the first one. That was in the fall to take place Oktoberfest or not to take place,
Right.
to try to find a way, because the Knights of Columbus, we have heavily participated in Oktoberfest for many years. It is our number one fundraiser. The Oktoberfest finances our charitable givings for the rest of the year and takes care of our expenses. So
Couldn't take a hit like that, right?
one of those things was we can't take a hit because we kind of. So our goal is before Oktoberfest, we invest that money into local charities and other places that we give to make their ventures go better. So when they announced no Oktoberfest, we were broke.
Yep.
So we need to find a way to substitute that. So we did, and that took care of our mortgage and took care of our expenses. And since everything was closed and the bar was closed and everything was closed, we had to do something.
Yeah.
So and the city supported us, and that was awesome. It was awesome. So
and you guys have a lot of vendors, both food and craft. Have a really good festival. I always enjoy it. Do you have kind of a ballpark of how many you have, and who are some of your favorites? Maybe not you. All of them are your favorite, right?
All of them are our favorites.
What
Yeah,
are
all
some that
favorites.
stick out that people will know?
So last year we had a new pizza guy that showed up in a little truck and puckets, and we're like, hey, we're gonna make some pizzas. He had no idea. Showed up, set up. It's phenomenal. He puts out a phenomenal product, all fresh made ingredients, fresh made doughs. By 2 o'clock, I think, on that Saturday, he was out of dough. He comes home and he goes, I don't know what to do. I'm out of dough. I said, I know what you need to do. Try it back home and make more dough, because tomorrow is another day, right? Tomorrow's a Saturday, so whatever you made, make 3 times that amount. But he was very successful. He will be returning this year as well.
Cool.
The Greshams from North Vernon, who have Mr. Beefy's, and they have Miss Piggy's and all those things. They bless their hearts, they stuck with us, and we are not anywhere near league, to be honest with you. We're just not. They do major fairs. They go to Texas. They go all over the country. And because we had a spot for them when no one did, they still are with us. And we so appreciative of the Greshams, and that gives us a large vendor. Of course, the Saudi Bobby guys are very dear friends and do a fantastic job, and that's another one that's always a staple there. We have so many. Pigpen, that's not right. Is that
Rolling
right?
Pigpen.
Rolling Pigpen. I forgot the rolling part. She's always there. She does great for us too. This year we'll have Lola's will be there too. He's gonna come and help us out. Although he's got a fixed asset now in his restaurant, which is fantastic.
And one thing that I've noticed you've been doing is on the Knights of Columbus Facebook page, you've been slowly each day featuring a new vendor. So even though Dave can't sit here and name off all of them, just check them out on their Facebook page, and you'll see all the vendors that are going to be there. Tremendous offering that you guys have.
And we have a couple new ones this year too, so we try to keep things fresh.
And the food obviously is great. But the other element of the festival that makes it really good is the music. So maybe tell some of the acts.
We have some great acts. So the headliners go for Friday night will be Bad Medicine, which has come to be relatively famous in the Seymour area and have done very well by us over the years. The Saturday night featured event will be the Do Band. And the Do Band was formerly known in Indianapolis area as Xanadu. And they've changed and rebuilt themselves and refocused, and now they're back out as the Do Band. And so they're a big act, big music. We're looking forward to them. Great dancing, great party theme. So we're looking forward to those guys coming in. And then we have Force Turner will be playing some. We have a few other acts scattered throughout the day. Saturday we'll have music basically all day. And then Friday evening, basically for that.
So, and I know you also have a 50-50 raffle going on that you can buy tickets for now. So let's tell people what that's all about, how they can get their tickets, and then also this is a fundraiser for Knights of Columbus and the charities that you support. So tell us about those as well. So
this is new for us this year. We're going to have a total festival-wide 50-50 drawing. So we're selling, each ticket is $5, or you can buy 6. No, you can buy 5 for $20. Those are all handled. We have them currently for sale at the Knights of Columbus in the bar. You can come in and get them there. We'll have other opportunities as we get closer to time. They will also be offered at the event as well. So the whole community gets involved. We raise this money, and we have a couple of different things this year. So our receivers of the other part of that 50-50 will be a combination of Jabal. Now, those of you that don't or aren't aware of Jabal Children's Services are headquartered in Terre Haute, Indiana. They are a home for abused and abandoned children. It's something we have supported very long. Knights of Columbus in general, for Supreme even supports them. The statewide we support them. They do an amazing job at helping our youth that have been left out in the cold, so to speak. So we also have a Knights of Columbus museum at the Jabal site in Terre Haute.
Cool.
We have local people actually who have also worked at Jabal who have come up and said, "Hey, I know Jabal. I worked there." Right? So we visit there every year too, and go up and pay homage to those guys and the fabulous work they do. So the other part of our 50-50 will go to St. Vincent de Paul. St. Vincent de Paul is a huge organization, but what they do locally is they have, in North Vernon, they have a facility for clothing and goods for people. They also do an amazing work with our homeless people and giving them gift cards and making sure we have hotel rooms or those expenses that none of us always know about. And they do it quietly and they do it securely, and what they do helps a lot of people. And we want to be a part of that. And so those are the two organizations that benefit from the 50-50. The Frühlingsfest in general, about any local charity that you can think of benefits from this.
That's awesome.
Because our goal is we raise money strictly to give it out afterwards. And it all goes locally except for Jabal. The rest of it goes for a local charity.
Worthy cause, though. I mean,
very worthy. So we do help Anchor House, our local firefighters, Clothe the Child program. We have several things that we do with the city police department and the FOP and their charities. Of course, the Boys and Girls Club has always been a big thing for us. We support several ball teams and uniforms and things of that nature and equipment. So it all comes right back to us. So whatever you give and whatever you spend there, know that it comes back into our community. So this is a Seymour festival. This is a Seymour contribution back into our community that the Knights are famous for. We do this all the time.
And now it's a Seymour tradition.
So we're very proud to do this. We're very, very grateful that ability is there for us. And we invite you all to come out and enjoy it and join us in having great fun. It's 11/11, Friday and Saturday. Say a little prayer for some pretty weather, because that's the key, right?
That's how it always is, right?
Not to put you on the spot, but
sure.
if you had to pick out something, what's your favorite part of the festival?
You know what? My favorite part of the festival is sitting on a picnic table on a Saturday afternoon and watching the kids run and play, which we will have a big kids zone on Saturday this year. And enjoy the family arrangement that we have set in there. So parents want to come, everybody eats. We have a full beer garden, of course, which we will have a variety of beers, variety of seltzers, some wines. We all do that similar to what we know of being Oktoberfest. That's a big deal for us. And so the parents can come, enjoy a libation, or not, and the kids run around. They have free reign. Everybody can get up and walk around and get their food, get their snacks, listen to music, and enjoy a beautiful afternoon. That's what I enjoy the most, to be honest with you.
I'm right there with you.
Well, there you have it. That's everything you need to know about Frühlingsfest. We really hope that you guys go out and support it. And as always, we end every episode the same, Brian and I, and that is, when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.